Hello and welcome to Steve's Vintage Model Builds. Thanks to everyone who's joining me today. And so thanks for everyone joining in. Thanks to all my subscribers, and thanks to those who are tuning in for the first time, as we used to say, tuning in. Okay. I'm filled with boyish excitement today. Or maybe it's advanced dementia. I'm not sure. But in any case, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy because this arrived today, and I've been looking forward to it very much. And to add to the excitement, it actually came a day early. Woohoo! How about that? Okay, so without further ado, we'll get into it. And this. And the usual highly destructible Amazon plastic bag. And ooh, this is heavy. This is heavy. What could it be? Oh, hey. Oh boy. Happy, happy, happy. Check this out. I'm getting too much glare because of the light there. I'm getting too much glare because of that. Lighting, can we get some adjustments here? Okay, that'll have to do until the plastic comes off. Woohoo! So, we got an AMT kit here. And it's the AMT Cal Drag Combo. 3-in-1 racing team. Now, we've seen 3-in-1 kits from AMT. As a matter of fact, they were the pioneer of AMT kit, of the 3-in-1 kits. We'll talk about AMT a little bit more. But this is a 3-in-1 kit. You get 3 models. You get the 1963 two-door Ford Galaxy. You get the 1965 Ford Falcon, funny car, dragster, whatever you want to call it. And you get the trailer. And so, before we get into this, I'll talk a little bit about AMT. I talked about AMT before with the 40 Ford Coupe. I won't go into too much detail. But anyways, basically, AMT was founded by a corporate lawyer who did a lot of work for Ford. Lawyer work. And he started AMT as aluminum model toy company. And what he did was he made aluminum replicas of the cars for the dealerships, so they could display them or send them home. When you're spending money, that kind of money on a car, be nice to send a little something home for little Johnny or Jeannie or whoever might have been interested, or even Daddy or Mommy. Yeah. They only did that for 1 year though, and I think that was either 1953 or 1954. Might have even been 1952. In any case, they only did aluminum models for 1 year, and then they moved to the injection molded plastic. And excuse me. Again, they were only doing promo models for the dealerships. So the first injection molded plastic ones were fairly simple. They were designed to go together easily. Somebody at the dealership put it together, and they get 6 or 7 of them, one for each desk or however they did it. And yeah, easy to put together. And then of course the natural progression from there was like, hey, why don't we sell our kits unassembled at the dealership? And so it just grew from there, and it grew and grew. And they fell upon hard times in the 60s, as a lot of companies did in the late 50s, early 60s. And a young engineer that they had just hired came up with the idea of the 3-in-1 kit. And the 3-in-1 kit was where you could, it was one model that you had the option to build it 3 different ways. Usually it was, stock, custom, or drag, or whatever. Yeah. So you had the option, and very often you got more than one engine, and lots of extra spare parts resulted, and so on and so forth. So that really turned their fortunes around. But again, they fell on hard times along with MPC. That's another kit maker. They make vehicles and stuff like that. And they've both been picked up by a company called Round 2, an American company. And they bought the rights to the molds and so on and so forth. And a cynic, well, they've tapped into a certain market. First of all, they've cleaned up the molds nicely. They're the original molds, and I think for the Galaxy here was 1963, and for the Falcon was 64 or 65, brand new as they came out. And but they've cleaned them all up, and so unlike some companies who just toss out the old junk there, exploiting people's nostalgia or whatever the case may be. What they've done here is, as I say, a cynic might say that, but I'm not a cynic. They've found a real niche here, actually 2 niches. The first niche is, as with the Tamiya military models and stuff like I did when I was a kid, there's a lot of people out there, they're into the nostalgia, and they want to build something that they built when they were in their younger days. And the other side of that is that the eyesight might not be as clear, and the hands as steady as back in those days. And so these kits they do present challenges in a good way. They're fairly simple to assemble and put together, and you get tons of options, as we'll see here. So I think they've really tapped into that kind of market, where there's a lot of people out there who just want to they just want to build something they had when they were a kid, or wished they had, but for whatever reason couldn't have it or couldn't afford it, whatever the case may be. And this is a beautiful set. As I said, you get the 3, you get the 3 subjects or pieces, if you will, and kit costs approximately $100 Canadian, free Amazon Prime shipping, and which is usually more than I spend on a single kit, but it's not a single kit. Huh. And also, when I looked around, when I see the I've seen it like for the 64, 62, whatever, the Galaxies, and they're like $52 just for this. And so, you get the second vehicle, it's like you get the trailer for free, right? Anyways, so yeah, so that's wonderful. And right on here it says includes 3 complete kits. So yeah, good on you, round 2. You're doing a great job there, guys. Um, and you know, wish you all sorts of success. And I'm really pleased to have found the AMT kits. And you know, some of them are you know, some of them are simple, some of them are intermediary. I'm not sure if they ever did any snap together kits, but they did some pretty simple kits. And I think this is like in the medium zone. We'll see when we go through the box what skill level they say it is. But they have some semi truck model kits, and they've got like 350 parts. Um, you know, they've got an awesome bulldozer and lowboy trailer kit. That's got 350 parts, individual linkages on the tracks. So, you know, hey, hard to go wrong, really. There, that's a happy medium. Lighting department, jeez. Anyways, okay, so yeah, so it's a big box, and you know, the box art, you know, it's kind of lame, a little cartoonish. You've got your top fuels in the background here with their parachutes, and here. The other thing that struck me as kind of weird was, you know, you've got the tow car is older than the drag racer. But anyways, what do I know? Okay, and so you know, we got nice AMT branding right here. They you know, round 2. You know, somewhere they just put AMT by round 2. You know, they're really, if you want to use the word, you know, capitalizing on this brand. And it's a great brand, and it's great that a lot of these old model kits are coming back. Because what they're doing is, you know, they're not just selling the old model kits, and they're being kind of smart about it. Is they're re-releasing them for limited times. So they clean up the, they choose their subject, they clean up the molds, they do production run, and this that if you could find it at all, it would be on eBay or whatever, and somebody probably want more than it's worth, which is usually the way it works on eBay. So in any case, enough of that. Okay, and so here we've got features of the AMT Cal drag team. And what do we got here? What does it say? Chassis, wheels and tires, bumper and grille, instrument panel, nice interior tub, drag chute, roll bar, ram tubes, bucket seat, and I guess this looks like the trailer. Got ramps, floor sections, nicely detailed there. Oh, and it's a 125 scale, AMT catalog number 12. So yeah, and then here on the side we get pictures. The Galaxy, or the trailer, the Falcon, the Galaxy. Same box art on the side. On the bottom here is a great thing that AMT does. MPC, I think, does it too. And there's a couple other manufacturers. It's nice. You get the whole sprue. You get everything on a map on the back, including the decals and the legal stuff. So it's a good sturdy cardboard box wrapped in cellophane. A little dent and a little scuff there, but surprisingly not too bad. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so out of the cellophane, the box looks it looks a little better, but still it looks kind of cartoonish. But that's okay. They're not hiding what you're getting. This is what you would have seen in the 1960s for a kit like this. And also on the side here, it's they do indicate AMT by round 2. See box bottom for more information. And it also says chrome trim detail can be striped on with silver paint, not included. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll get into that. Okay, so I'm not upset that there isn't too much chrome. And yeah, so they've got here round2models.com, and they are based in South Bend, Indiana. Here we go. So, anyways, yeah, you know, as far as I know, round 2 is being quite successful. They're a lot heavier on the AMT kits than the MPC ones, I think. I think I only had one MPC kit. And I sent it back because it was damaged. A piece came in and it had been treated like a football and it was broken, so I didn't reorder it. It wasn't eligible for return for whatever reason, or for replacement, whatever. Anyways, I just sent it back. And so, okay, and so yeah, we do have some chrome parts here, as you'd expect, and I have no problem with this. Some people hate it and strip it down with various solvents. Bleach is the most common one, I think, that you'll find around the house. There's something called Super Clean, I think, in the States. I don't know what that is. But yeah, bleach will usually take it off. And the reason I don't... I tried, the first kit, I tried stripping it. And I didn't like the results at all. I didn't like the color of the chrome silver paint. And I tried different metallic paints. And I just didn't like the look of it. And so a tip I got from Happy Guys, which I will try on this, is, well, two things. You can spray primer right over the top of this most of the time. If you just want to paint over it, so you can do that without stripping it. And the other thing too is that what you can do is you can spray this with a dull kind of a clear matte, just to kind of take that fake looking shine off of it a little bit. So anyways, yeah, so we've got some nice chrome pieces. We'll see, we'll open her up here, and it looks like we've got something wrapped in tissue, so we'll see about that. You know, I said boyish excitement, but I never built a lot of these kits when I was a kid. I built mostly military models, so not very many cars at all. Okay, so we got one piece broken off here, not the end of the world. There's a nice touch. That tissue is just to keep these two screws from banging into each other. And the way it's set up is you know, they won't squish each other. So very nice touch, guys. Oh, here's the plastic. Here's one of the plastics. So you've got two options. I think it said, yeah, you've got clear or blue. This is for the Ford Falcon. And we've got tires. We've got white wall tires. We've got drag race tires. They're all branded. Nice and supple. Very nice. Okay, and so here's for the Galaxy. This particular kit, it doesn't look too complicated, but we'll be able to do a lot with it. The seats, looks like, yeah, there's the tub, and on the underside, here I'll show you. We'll open this up and inspect it. Okay, so this actually looks a little dirty. There's a little scuff mark here. There's some kind of stain here. But that's no big deal. I mean, it's going to get painted anyways. The important thing is that nothing is broken. And there's hardly any flash. There's a tiny little bit here along the bottom here. Can you see that? There, you see that a little better. Yeah. Just a tiny little bit, easily filed off. Then we've got the tub. Again, we've got some kind of stain in here. Looks like somebody maybe spilled their coffee or something. Anyways, yeah, so, you know, a nice detail for the seats. You got the Galaxy logo in the back here. Bit of detail on the console. And then here we've got the chassis. And it's not separate exhaust and stuff. I'm seeing a tiny bit of flash on the exhaust pipes here. But one interesting thing, I'll highlight it after as part of the as part of the decoration. But again, as I said, these were, you know, often, you know, they were demonstration models originally, promotional models. And so on the underside here, they've got all sorts of different things written in about the features of the car. So, you know, you would turn it over and, you know, you'd be able to see, what do we got here? Can't see. Wide contoured safety frame protects all passengers. 36,000 miles between major chassis loops. Try total performance for a change. Ford. Galvanized rocker panels beneath doors. Yeah, all that stuff is, you know, molded in and you know, so that you can just pick it up and you can show them, you know, and this is blah blah blah. There you go. So anyways, coffee stain, no big deal. That's gonna come out when I soak the parts anyways, and it's all going to get painted over anyways. There we go. Nicely packed too. You know, you get some, they're like a dog's breakfast, you know what I mean? We got all kinds of stuff here. Let's see, get yourself organized here. Okay, and I guess this is the clear plastic windshield, windscreen, back window for the Galaxy. Oh, and I wanted to put it out there and ask, when I did the after build review on the Patent tank, I did it with the view from here back direct, so it was like at eye level. I thought that worked well for the after build review, but I think this format works best for the unboxings. But let me know what you think in the comments, if you have any thoughts about it. And so yeah, so here's the Ford Falcon. And the Ford Falcon was a very popular car. Sports car of its time. And unfortunately it got, well, they took the chassis of the Ford Falcon and made the Mustang, which pretty much killed the Falcon. It only lasted till about 1970. But again, we've got nice detail. When they talked about the silver pen, they talk about, you know, running it down these lines here. And so we've got nice sturdy reinforcement here. And this is absolute bare bones, but that's what you'd expect from a drag racer. You know, probably just bare steel, no carpet on the floor, one seat. You know, maybe a nitro tank here. Yeah. No, I think they usually put those in the rear. But anyways, I suppose they're good. Okay, so again, you know, nothing too difficult or challenging there. And you know, I'm gonna bring it up again too. Compared to Model Railroad, I don't want to get anybody mad at me, but I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna say here. Compared to model railroading, I found that there's well, hobby snobbies are almost non-existent. And so 99.99% of the contacts and encounters I've had with people in the plastic model kit community have been nothing but supportive, encouraging, and friendly. um, and with a full knowledge of everybody started somewhere, and it's not about what other people think. It's about what you think with what you've done, and it's no secret. The demographic of our hobby is older men. um, so we've got the bucket seat here and the steering wheel. Again, a little bit of flash. The parachute. There's some detail there. And so, as I said earlier, eyesight might not be as good. Uh, Fingers and hands might not be as steady. And so, there's a real market for kits that aren't too, they don't have too many small fiddly parts. They go together nicely, and in the end, I mean, half of it's the painting. So, gee, if you get yourself a snap together kit and you snap it together, and but you paint it up yourself and decal it nicely, who cares if you're happy with it? So yeah, so here we got a detailed dashboard. This looks like hard to tell. This is definitely the hood for the Falcon. Okay, and then we got the wheels, drag wheels. Got the motor. So it's a hobby that all different sorts of people can enjoy and take enjoyment out of it for different things. And by all means, if really complicated and intricate kits are your thing, well, that's great. And but if you just want to assemble something that's going to look nice and decorate it up, maybe use some skills, weathering, whatever the case may be. Yeah. Okay. And no, I'm not just making excuses for my own pathetic ability. Okay, so we've got some yellowing here, definite yellowing, which again is no big deal because it's going to get painted up. I don't know if you can see it. Just a little bit of darkening there. Anyways, this is the trailer. Wheels. Oh, this will be the dashboard for the Galaxy. It's nicely detailed. The other one was, again, bare bones. And here's steering wheel. There's a few parts off the sprues here, but nothing looks broken. Okay. And yeah, looks like, yeah, here's the motor mount. Wheel rings. The fenders. It's kind of weird. And then we got some plastic chains for the trailer. Looks like some gauges here. Again, yellowing doesn't bother me. Quality of plastic seems good. These are warped, but I expect they'll settle down once they're attached to the trailer. This way. Anyways, yeah. So a very little flash there. You know, these are a little warped, but hopefully that won't be an issue for anything. And I couldn't find anything on the trailer. Just seems to have appeared with this combo pack. Okay, and we've got some axles. I guess I expect these big ones are for the trailer. And these little ones are for, well, whatever. We'll see. It's there. So yeah, so the Galaxy was the basic Ford full-size sedan. Later became known as the Galaxy 500. It competed with the Chevrolet Impala. And I think it lasted till 74. The era of oil embargo killed it, along with a lot of the other big cars. So, but anyways, the classic boat. Okay. Alright, so we'll get into the instructions in a minute. We'll see what we've got here in the way of decals, decals. And looks like we have, wow, a lot of decals, my goodness. Performance Racing Division, Boss Bird, High Flyer, Tim Boyd Racing, Outsider, Official Tow Car. Got all your Pennzoil, Valvoline, all that stuff. Overhead cam. Genuine Ford parts. Oh yeah, 427 cubic inch. Couple driver names. There's decals for the both the Galaxy and the Falcon. Yeah. So I can see some Terry Senior decals going on for that. Alright, so we'll get into the instructions here, and because this is amalgamation of three separate kits, we've got three separate instruction sheets. So that keeps costs down, I suppose. So anyways, okay, so we'll start with the 1964 Ford Galaxy tow car. Read this before you begin, look at the instruction sheet carefully, blah blah blah, da 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 da, the usual stuff. Paint colors, they don't recommend any specific brand, they just give you the color. And so you've got assembly 1, which is the Galaxy. Pretty straightforward stuff. It's mostly involves painting here. And I like the way they do this as one piece. It fits in like that. Then the tub goes in, which also helps to secure it. Then we got the tail lights, rear bumper, assembly 3, how to put the wheels together. Assembly 4, oh well, those yeah, those are both for the Galaxy then. The shorter metal axles. Then you've got the engine plate. It doesn't give you, yeah, there's no engine here, and there's no option to open the hood. There is room underneath there if for some reason you did want to drop an engine in, or tuck it up inside the plate here. I don't know if you can see that. You know, if you wanted to do that detail. But there is underneath detail, just not up top. And then putting the wheels on, and then etc. etc. Fender spears, front grille, decal for the license plate, rear bumper, the hitch pin, the screws. And you know, they give you, you know, the different paint scheme things. Okay, so that's it. You know, the biggest thing will be painting the interior. That will be the biggest thing. And then we've got Funny Car Falcon. This different. This is a fold open, whatever, book style. Anyways, first assembly is the engine. There's some pretty decent detail there, and you can certainly do more with it. But yeah, you've got plenty of doodads and pieces here. Can all be painted up. And then we've got the interior, which, you know, is bare bones. I'm just going to paint it flat aluminum inside, I think. And then there's the roll bar. Radiator goes to the radiator wall. The window assembly, clear or blue, or aqua, I guess. And then the final assembly, the rear bumper, the chute, the wheels, the fuel tank, the moon fuel tank, putting the body on, putting the front bumper and grille, and then apply decals as shown, or use the other included options. In other words, do what you want. Yeah. So, yeah, that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And here, what do they trademark here? "2020." Yeah. So there you go. Okay, and this is a fold-out single sheet for the trailer. Got the hitch, the axles, fenders, deck plates, tail lights, those chains. I don't know about those chains. I might figure out a way to maybe do real chains. But anyways, and then we got the loading ramps. I think those fit in the middle as well, or you can have them deployed down. There is a note here. After the trailer has been assembled, place the trailer and a pickup together. Position the hooks to the trailer hitch and blah 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 blah. Cement the safety chains to the tongue, etc., etc. Yeah, and we got that's blank. Okay, so all right. Well, we're up over 45 minutes here, but it's a pretty big kit. It's got a lot of stuff going on with it. So, all right. So it's time to rate the kit, and I'll quickly go over the criteria that I use. I use a 12-point scale, and there's 10 standard points, 2 points for packaging, 2 points for sprues, 3 points for parts, and up to 3 points for instructions. Each category can earn a quarter-point bonus for any wow factors, and so that brings it up to a possible 11, and then also up to a full bonus point for what I call value. And a value would be obviously what you get for your money, but also how many hours of enjoyment are you going to get out of it, and so that's really the way that I look at it. And so as always, it's a subjective evaluation, and if you don't agree with me, that's fine. You can leave a comment, and I'm always willing to learn or change my mind with new information. But I think I'm pretty fair, and it's a pretty logical system. Okay, so as far as packaging goes, that's going to be I'm going to give that a full 2 points. It got kicked around a little bit, but overall, it's a good sturdy box, and the box art is okay, not spectacular, but it's all right. And so yeah, so 2 points there. Sprues, up to 2 points on that. I'm going to have to give it 1.75. There was some flash, and there were some parts that had broken off the sprue, although they weren't broken. So that's a quarter point off there. So that's 1.75. Parts, the quality of plastic was good. The detail was okay. There weren't any warped or broken parts. I'm gonna take off a quarter point between that discoloration of the plastic, and the detail is a bit weak. But I'm gonna give a quarter point back for the decals, the plethora of decals that were provided, and so that's a solid 3. Instructions, 3 separate booklets. There were no general service and history notes about any of the subjects. They were clear. They were in black and white. Doesn't matter. They were laid out. They were laid out nicely. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna ding them a quarter point for 3 separate booklets. I get it. I get it. But you know, if they'd have incorporated it all into one booklet, that would have given it a full 3. So, okay. And then as far as value is concerned, like I said, I paid $100 Canadian, and that was free shipping. And as I said, looking elsewhere online, just the Galaxy itself is $52. And I didn't look up the Falcon, but you know, I figured when I saw that with the 2 other subjects, especially with the detail, the drag race engine, and all that stuff, yeah, hard to go wrong. So that's going to get a half point, and that might go up in the after build review, depending on how much I enjoyed it and so forth. So, but as it stands now, I think that's a very solid value, and it's going to be a lot of fun doing all 3 of them. Alright, so just to recap, that's 2 points for packaging, 1.75 for the sprues, 3 points for the parts, 2.75 for the instructions, and half a point for value, which brings us up to an even 10. 10 out of 12. And I expect that's a little on the low side. Although, you know, the detail of the vehicles wasn't that great. But yeah, you've got 2 great subjects and the trailer. So I'm going to look forward to the build. So that's it for today. Thanks for indulging my ramblings regarding our hobby. And so, anyways, like I say, everybody's been so supportive and helpful and understanding. It's just been great. Okay, so yeah, definitely. Like I say, this is a re-release, and not be too brutal with your comments, and which I always welcome, as long as they're respectful, and profanity won't be tolerated. But I haven't really had a problem with that. So, but these days you got to put it out there. We're all grown-ups, but you know, it's a hobby that lots of different ages enjoy, and you can get profanity in lots of places. So, anyways, enough rambling on about that. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope everyone has a very safe and enjoyable day or evening. Bye now.